सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावदिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावली लोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वाद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत् सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. We are now entering Dashakam 32. You know what is special about 32? The number 32 is a two-digit number which satisfies both conditions. X power y plus y power x, which is 2 power 4 plus 4 power 2 is 32. Next, x power x plus y power y plus z power z, which is 1 power 1 plus 2 power 2 plus 3 power 3, which is 32. So this 32 is a very special number. Vedanta Deshika, the great Acharya Varya, in his Paduka Sahasram, has 32 Paddhatis. In our Upanishads, we talk about 32 Brahma Vidyas. So 32 is a very special number. Special for us as well. If we go back to the initial episodes, we will remember that Bhattatri, who was suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, which is Vatarogam, ended up being in Guruvayur Kshetram and met up with a great Malayalam poet called as Tunjat Ramanuja Eluttachan. When he was wanting to know what could be the solution to the pain and the agony that he was undergoing, you know what the Acharya said? Meena Tottu Kuttuga. Begin with the fish. Why the fish? We related it to Matsyavataram. Fish is Meena Rashi. Meena Rashi is for Brihaspati, Meena Rashyadhipati, and Brihaspati is Guru, so it is Guruvayur. So we made multiple links to the Matsyavataram there and to the word Meen or Matsya. It is in this Dashakam, 32nd Dashakam, 32nd is the last Brahma Vidya, here that Bhattatri talks about Matsyavataram. Here it goes. Pura hayagriva mahasurena shashtantaratyodyatakandakalpe nidronmukha brahmamukha dhruteshu vedeshvadhitsaha kila matsyarupam pura drishta shashtantaratodhyatakandakalpe. There was a Naimittika Pralaya. So he says at the end of the 6th Manvantara, Shashtantarantodhyata Kandakalpe. So towards that end of the 6th Manvantara, Vedeshu Hriteshu, the Vedas were stolen. Now we need to understand if Vedas are in the form of books. No. Today we publish them as books. Earlier it used to be only Swaram. It used to be Shruti and Smriti. You listen and you remember. So it is in the form of a Swaram. And there were no books earlier. So you have to listen and remember. So it was there in the memory. But it is often said in the parampara that we all belong to, that when you learn quintessential knowledge from your Acharya and in the due process you yawn. When you yawn, that knowledge goes away. So since that knowledge goes away, yawning takes away. Brahma, who was engaged in the recitation of Vedas and so the creation, at one point in time yawned. When he yawned, that Swara based Vedic knowledge went away. So he says, Vedeshu Hriteshu. Who took that knowledge? So, in allegorical approach, you will have to give that a form. Who took the Vedas? Who stole the Vedas? Hayagriva Mahasurena. Don't get confused. Bhagavan's Visesha avataram is Hayagriva avataram with the face of a horse, with the neck of a horse. That is on one side. The other side is this particular Hayagriva, who is an Asura. Hayagriva Mahasurena. Nidronmukha Brahma Mukhat. From the mouth of Brahma, this was stolen. So, who was engulfed in sleep? So, again, see, Nidronmukhat, he was sleeping. Who was sleeping? Brahma. Why? Tired. So, what did he do? Yawn. So, Vedas were stolen in the form of an Asura called as Hayagriva. Tvam Adhitsaha Kila. Hey Bhagavan, hey Krishna, hey Guruvayurappa, you did assume then Matsya Rupam, the form of a fish. But after assuming the form of a fish, did Bhagavan go immediately attacking the Asura, or that happened later? What happened in between? In the next shloka, Bhattatri says, Satyavratasya dramiladhi bhartuhu nadi jale tarpayatastadanim karanjalau sanjvalita kritiswam adrishyatha kaschana balaminaha tadanim tvam adrishyatha. At that point in time, you did appear. So, Bhagavan wanted to take the avataram of Matsya or Meen. Now, there he says, Tadanim tvam adrishyathaha. You did appear. Kaschana balaminaha. But you did appear as a small fish, a tiny fish. Sanjvalita kritihi. That too with a lustrous form. I'm sure children who are very interested in maintaining aquariums will always say, I want a golden fish. It shines like gold, right? So Bhagavan, Sanjvalita Kritihi, he was glowing like gold. Karanjalau Satyavratasya. He was there in the joint palms of Satyavrata, the Raja. Dramiladi Bhartuhu Tarpayataha. So who was the Satyavrata? Satyavrata had taken the waters of a particular Nadi Jalam. In those hands, this Balamina was obtained. But who was this Satyavrata? Dramiladi Bhartuhu. He was the king of Dramila. Dramila is Dramila, Dravida. These are all Paryayavachaka Shabdam. Synonymous words for southern India, especially between the rivers of Palar to Tamraparani. This particular range, today we call it largely as the state of Tamil Nadu. So this place is called as Dramila, Dravida. But when we deal with the clan of people, the Dravidas who belong to the region, then we'll have to extend from Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra, Telangana, Goa, Karnataka. You'll be surprised, the great sage of Kanchi, Paramacharya, used to include the people of Gujarat and Maharashtra also in it. He used to call them Panchadravida. So Dravida, Dravida, Dramila. So here he is the king of Dramila Desham. Dramiladi Bhartuhu Tarpayataha. So Tarpayataha, he was doing Tarpanam. Nadi Jale. In the rivers of Kritamala. Kritamala is Vaigai, which flows very close to Madurai. So he says Nadi Jale. Next he says Kshiptam Jale Tvam Chakitam Vilokya Ninyembupatrena Munitsvageham Svalpairahobihi Kalashim Chakam Kapum Vapim Saraschana Shishe Vibhotvam. He Vibho Vilokyatvam. Hey Vibho, the one who has pervaded every bit of space, Vilokyatvam, after noticing you, Kshiptam Jale Chakitam, you were put in the waters where the trembling, there was trembling happening. Munihi Ninye Swageham Ambupatrena, the sage took home that Ambupatram, that water pot. Tvam Swalpaihi Ahobhihi Anashishe. You within a few days you outgrew. So you started growing. Kalashim Kapumcha, that pot, and then in the well. So as the king took that Balamina, that little fish, then he placed it in this pot. From the pot he went to a well, and then Vapin Sarahacha. Then you went to a tank, and then Saraha. You went to a lake. So he was taken, Bhagavan as a Balamina was taken from the waters of a river to the hands, to the pot, to the well, to the lake. So he kept on growing. So it shows that the previous avatars hangover we can call it hangover or inertia, has not left Bhagavan, because he came as Vamana and then grew as Trivikrama. That continues now. He continues growing. Vapim Saraha cha Kalashim Kupam Ahobihi Anashishe. So he outgrew. Then how did the Dramila king Satyavrata manage? Then he says, Yoga Prabhavad Bhavadajnayaiva Nitastatastvam Munina Payodhim Pushto Muna Kalpa Didukshumenam Saptahamasweti Vadannayasihi Tataha Bhavadajnaya Eva. Then according to your command, Tvam Nitaha Payodhim Munina, you were led to the sea by the royal sage called Satyavrata. Finally, when you had to grow so much within the lake, you had to be taken to the sea. So Payodhim Munina, he calls Satyavrata, the Manu of those times, the king, as Munina, a great Mananashilaha. How? Yoga Prabhavat. Through his yogic powers, he was able to take you to the seas. Tvam Prishtaha Amuna Ayasihi. Then he asked you something and you disappeared. What did he ask that made you disappear? Vadan Yenam Kalpa Didrukshum. The king now realized that the fish that he had taken with his hands and then moved place after place and then finally the sea is no ordinary fish. It is an avataram of Bhagavan as Matsya, and Sakshat Bhagavan had come to him. So he took the liberty, Vadanyenam Kalpa Didrukshum. I want to see how Pralaya will look. And then when he was very desirous of seeing Pralaya, like how Markandeya was always very desirous, Iti Aswa Saptaham, that is when Bhagavan gave him a reply, and then Ayasihi Amuna Prishtaha, he disappeared. What did he say? Iti Aswa Saptaham, wait for a week. Wait for a group of 7 days to get over. Then you will see what you have desired. Iti Aswa Saptaham Tvam Amuna Ayasihi. So Bhagavan gave that time period and said, wait for that time. Prapte Twadukte Hani Varidhara Pariplute Bhumitale Munindraha Saptarishibihi Sardham Aparavarinyud Ghurmanaha Sharanam Yayautvam. So he says how we have to handle this particular avataram. He continues, Twadukte Ahani Prapte. See, Bhagavan appeared as a fish, then disappeared, and again he is going to appear at the end of 7 days because he has gone into the waters. He is appearing again. Twadukte Ahani Prapte Bhumitale. Then you raised yourself on the earth's surface. Varidhara Pariplute. Because of that excessive downpour. It was pouring. At times when we look at rains, we feel our house, our city will get submerged. It can rain so badly. So he says, Varidhara Pariplute. Varidhara, when rain started coming, incessant rains, Varidhara Pariplute, Munindraha Sardham Saptarishivihi. This particular Raja of Dramila Desham, Satyavrata, along with the Saptarishis, Munindraha Sardham Saptarishivihi, Udghurmanaha Aparavarini, when in the Pralaya waters they were able to swim and reach, Yayau Sharanam Tvam, they spotted you. But will they keep swimming like this? Or what condition or what adesham of Bhagavan they will follow? What will happen to these Saptarishis and especially the Manu Raja, which is Satyavrata, after this? Well, let's go back to our question, where the Vedas that were lost retrieved by this fish. What happened to that Asura Hayagriva? So many questions that hover around this particular avatar of Matsyavatara. All that Bhattatri answers in the next episode.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण